Let's take a look at leadership and trust. Operations is concerned with transferring resource inputs into product outputs. A product is a good, a service, or a combination of the two. Without a product, you don't have a business. Because the mission of all organizations revolves around providing products, the operations department is a primary focus of performance. Technology is simply the method the firm uses to transform inputs into outputs. Operations must effectively use resources, especially physical resources, to make and deliver products. Some refer to products as only goods or services. The tangibility of products refers to if they're tangible, intangible, or mixed. It's important to view operations from the customer's perspective. The level of customer involvement refers to the amount of input from customers. Make-to-stock operations produce products with a common design and a price in anticipation of demand. Therefore, there's a low level of customer involvement. Most goods you see in retail stores are from make-to-stock operations. Assemble-to-order operations produce a standard product with some customized features. Some services and goods, such as those built with optional features, can be produced only after the receipt of an order. Make-to-order operations are carried out only after an order has been received from a specific customer. Here, there's a high level of customer involvement. Operations flexibility refers to the amount of variety in the products an operation produces, which determines whether the products are produced continuously, repetitively, in batches, or individually. The trend is towards more flexible manufacturing to allow customization. Based on the organization's mission and objectives, top-level managers select the product mix and diversification. The product mix includes the number of product lines, the number of products, and the mixture. Product design refers to new or improved product development. Manufacturing and design drive each other. If you lose one, you lose the other. The throughput stages must be well coordinated and controlled, because well-designed, high-quality products tend to be more profitable. Time-based competition refers to the use of strategies to increase the speed with which an organization goes from creativity to delivery. The time required to complete this process is called throughput time. Being first to market gives a competitive advantage, and while companies need to increase innovation and speed products to market, they also need to have quality products to succeed. Rushing through the design process can lead to operations problems that can't easily be fixed. Using visual project management scheduling tools is important. So here we discuss scheduling in 3 techniques: the planning sheet, the Gantt chart, and the PERT network, which are often designed for specific projects. Scheduling is the process of listing activities that must be performed to accomplish an objective. The activities are listed in sequence along with the time needed to complete each one. An important part of scheduling is routing. Routing is the path and sequence of the transformation of a product into an output. Priority scheduling is the continued evaluation and recording of the sequence in which products will be produced. The method of priority scheduling depends on the layout used. Planning sheets state the objective and list the sequence of activities required to meet the objective, when each activity will begin and end, and who will complete each activity. Gantt charts use bars to graphically illustrate a schedule and progress towards the objective over a period. The different activities to be performed are usually listed vertically with time shown horizontally. Multiple activities are considered to be independent when they can be performed simultaneously. They're considered to be dependent when they must be completed before the next activity can begin. Planning sheets and Gantt charts are useful tools when activities follow each other in a dependent series. However, when some activities are dependent and others are interdependent, PERT, a critical path, is more appropriate. PERT is a network scheduling technique that illustrates the dependence of activities. The key components of PERT are activities, events, times, and critical path. With complex projects, it's common to have multiple activities represented as one event. The critical path is the most time-consuming series of activities in a PERT network. The critical path is important to know because it determines the length of time needed to complete a project. To summarize, planning sheets and Gantt charts are commonly used to develop procedures for routine standing plans, whereas PERT is commonly used for single-use program plans for a complex project with dependent activities. However, all three types of schedules can be used for either standing or single-use plans. Based on your product mix, an important question is, how do I know how much of each product I should have in inventory? Inventory is the stock of materials held for future use. Thus, inventory is a resource needed to transform inputs into outputs. Inventory control, also called materials control, is an important responsibility of the operations manager. Inventory control is the process of managing raw materials, work in process, finished goods, and in-transit goods. Raw materials are input materials that have been received but have not yet been transformed in any way by operations departments, such as eggs at a restaurant or steel at an automaker. Work in process is material that's had some transformation but not quite to the point of output, such as an egg that's being cooked or a car on the assembly line. Finished goods are transformed outputs that have not yet been delivered to customers, such as cooked eggs sitting on a plate waiting to be served to a customer, or a car sitting at the factory waiting to be shipped to a dealer. In-transit goods are finished goods being delivered to the customer, such as eggs being carried to the table by a server or cars being delivered by truck to the dealer. The objective of inventory control is to have the correct amount of all four types of inventory available when they're needed, while minimizing waste and the total cost of managing and storing inventory. With just-in-time (JIT) inventory, necessary parts are delivered shortly before they're needed. Materials requirement planning integrates operations, inventory control, and scheduling. MRP involves developing a process for ordering raw materials and components at the right time and in the right quantity so that they arrive shortly before their scheduled transformation into outputs and appropriate work process is ready. JIT is part of inventory control, which is part of MRP. MRP is becoming more important as retailers are placing smaller orders with less lead time. MRP is commonly used by firms that have different delivery systems and lead times. Coordinating and controlling is such a complex system, it's virtually impossible for any manager. However, MRP software can forecast customer behavior and track inventory both outbound and inbound. Enterprise Resource Planning, ERP, takes MRP a step further as it collects, processes, and provides information about a firm's entire enterprise. Ordering, product design, production, purchasing, inventory, distribution, human resources, receipt of payments, and forecasting of future demand are incorporated into one network system. The economy order quality, EOQ, is an optimal quantity of a product to order, determined on the basis of a mathematical model. The more often you order, the higher the ordering cost, but if you order less often, your holding cost goes up. By using EOQ, you can minimize ordering and holding costs without running out of stock. Calculating EOQ is a part of MRP. Supply chain management is the process of producing a product. Customer relationships and supplier relationships form critical links in the supply chain. To improve high-quality products at the lowest cost, SCM starts with forecasting demand for a product and then moves on to planning and managing supply and demand. With the growth in online sales, deliveries are on the increase, and managing delivery portions of the supply chain is becoming an increasingly important part of doing business using UPS, FedEx, USPS, and others to deliver packages. Rather than build and maintain in-house IT portals, firms now use cloud-based third-party logistic providers. This software as a service technology plugs suppliers, distributors, and customers into a single platform. Radio frequency identification, RFID, is an automatic identification method relying on storing and remotely retrieving data using devices called RFID tags. RFID is used in SCM to improve the efficiency of inventory tracking and management. Quality control is the process of ensuring that all types of inventory meet standards. As you can tell by the definition, quality control and inventory control overlap. Quality assurance requires that you build in quality. You cannot inspect it in. Businesses need to prevent quality problems because errors can be very expensive. Total quality management is the process that involves everyone in the organization focusing on the customer to continually improve product value. The four major TQM principles are 1. Focus on delivering value, 2. Continually improve systems and processes, 3. Focus on managing processes rather than people, and 4. Use teams to continually improve. TQM is much broader in scope than quality control because part of the core value is to make it the job of everyone in the organization to improve quality. The International Organization for Standardization, ISO, certifies firms that meet set quality standards. Both manufacturing and service business can apply for ISO certification. The American Society for Quality, ASQ, is the global voice of quality, as it's a community of people passionate about quality who use their ideas and expertise to make our work of world better. Six Sigma is used to eliminate defects and errors. It's a concurrent control with a goal of having 99.99966% of deviations corrected before they result in defects in final product output. Six Sigma enforces process standardization and efficiency improvement throughout the firm. It can reduce costs, rejects, lead times, and capital spending while raising employee skill levels and strengthening overall financial results. Statistical quality control is a management science technique that uses a variety of statistical tests based on probability to improve quality of decision making. Quality is measured and corrected during the transformation process. The balanced scorecard measures financial, customer service, and business performance. All four dimensions of the scorecard are equally important and results relate to one another through the systems effect. The balanced scorecard plays to the well-known management adage, if you want to manage it, you've got to measure it, and if you get what you measure, you reinforce. Dashboards are essentially a visual progress report that measure key performance indicators of objectives or processes and can be used as a tool to increase productivity. A manufacturing dashboard can display numbers related to productivity of the number of products or parts manufactured and inventories. HR dashboards can deliver training and track recruitment average days and cost per recruitment.